Someone's your boss, someone's whipping your ass like a slave, telling you what to do. Hello, hello. Hello. What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are having a good day. I know that I am. Just give me one. But nah, anyways, what's up, guys? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are chilling. I hope you guys are great. I'm coming here just to drop you guys some quick ass sauce. Some quick that's gonna change your perspective. I know that this right here, so it definitely like made just everything kind of easier. Let's like brighten this up a little bit. Oh, it went down. Anyways, I know that this made my life 10 times easier when I started looking at this in a certain way. So I'm coming here to teach you guys the same exact type of lesson. And yeah, this one is really for the people who are kind of stuck in the position that they don't want to be at. They see all these things online. They see all these people kind of making all their bread, making all this money, doing this online shit, doing whatever it is, whether it's real estate to brand scaling. They're making money and you don't know how. You're kind of stuck at a job. You're, trading your time for money. And you don't kind of want to be doing that. You kind of want to have time and location freedom. So if all these words that I'm saying to you actually kind of make sense, listen up, because I got some fire shit. So if you're lost in this whole process, just know that success is a simple equation if you understand the game that you're actually playing. All right. If I was to ask you, what's money to you in your opinion, what would you say? You would be like, oh, money's a tool, money's an asset. But I'd like you to think essentially about money like a game. It's a game. It's kind of like Foursquare, you know what I mean? And there's 4 phases to where you're going to be at. I actually have a presentation for you guys, so look at this. All right, guys, so what I have next to me is a simple presentation of essentially what it is that the game is, right? And it's simple. So this is a simple presentation of what the game actually is. So you'll see that over here. It says, like I said earlier, if you're lost, success is a simple equation, and it's really simple. When you start out trading your time for money, essentially, right? You start out as an employee, right? Like you see right here, an employee, right? You start off in the E quadrant. And most of the people that you see who are kind of teaching things online, they might not be in that quadrant, right? So this is how you know, essentially, if you're in the E quadrant. This is how you know. So if you're in the E quadrant, bro, you're trading your time for money, right? Time equals money, right? You're trading your time for money. You're working a job, someone's your boss, someone's whipping your ass like a slave, telling you what to do, right? You're working a job, bro. You're 9 to 5, you know what I mean? It's okay. We all start somewhere, right? The road to riches is a really weird thing, and most people start in different places. So I know I started out as an employee as well, trading my time for money. So that it's where everyone starts, right? And you can't avoid it. That's what it is. So if you're working at Applebee's or any of these jobs, know that you are employed. So, there's a system that's working that's bigger than you, and we'll get to that. And then you have essentially the S quadrant, right? So these are your business owners. These are your photographers. These are essentially the people who essentially... The S quadrant are self-employed individuals, right? So they are employed by themselves, but they still have to trade their time for money, right? So this could be a doctor, right? A doctor with his own office, his own type of thing going on, right? He's all by himself. He's self-employed. No one's his boss. He creates his own hours, but he still has to trade his time for money. This is a barber. This is a whole bunch of different people. These are commission-based people, right? I would say like salespeople as well. I call them self-employed individuals. Solely because, leading to the B category, right? Big business, right? They are not employed. You know what I mean? They're not employed. They're trading their time for. They're not trading their time for money, but they're self-employed. They have their own thing going on. They have their own practice going on, and they get kind of paid for that thing, that value. Whereas in a big business, it's actually the systems that are creating the value, right? They're able to kind of encapsulate what it is that they sold when they were self-employed, some type of service, some type of doctrine, right? To where they systemized the formula that was getting them the most success, and they went and they shifted to the big business, right? And that's ultimately where everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to be into the big business category. Everyone wants to become an investor, right? They want to invest. I want to invest in stocks. I want to do this. I want to do that, right? But understand these certain things, and this might be kind of holding you back, and you need to understand systematically where you're at. An investor he doesn't trade his time for money anymore, right? An investor does not trade his time for money, right? A big business owner, they don't trade their time for money. So the right side of the quadrant doesn't trade time for money, but the left side does, right? Those are your employees and they're self-employed individuals, right? And the key differentiating factor in that is actually the systems that are in place. That's the only key differentiator, the systems that are in place, right? So when a business is fully automated and found a winning system that is actually getting them income residually month after month, they're able to have a successful, P&L sheet, right? They're able to actually cash flow and then take more risks and invest into more things. It's not that it's a risk per se, but they know that they could sustain a loss. You understand? Most people are trying to, do some type of investments or some type of strategy, right? While they're in the E category, you can't cross this. See how it makes an X? Right? If you look right here, focus. If you look right there, it makes an X. Right? Because this is not what's gonna happen. You need to go into the self-employed category and get yourself out of that and devise the system, right? So this kind of leads me to my main point. If you're an employee, yes, you're trading your time for money, right? You're somebody that's kind of feels stuck, you're an employee. Try to get into the self-employed category where you create your own time, your own structure, your own market, essentially in business where you operate, and you're able to add, economic value to the freaking economy, right? Go to the self-employed category, find something you're good at, monetize that skill, and then systemize how you actually get the job done so that you can enter into the big business category where you're making a lot of money, over 10K to 20K a month residually, and now you're able to actually buy the things that you want to hold on to and save for the long term, right? Like real estate, you're able to become an investor, a real estate investor, REI. You're able to become an angel investor. You're able to fund projects, right? And that's what the real wealth is, right? Real wealth is all that. So if you're trying to come up and you don't know where to start, you need to break down this game systematically, right? Because clarity is key. Like I wrote right here, clarity is key, right? And if you're not clear on what it is that is like the system that's actually being worked, then you'll forever stay blind. In a way, ignorance is bliss. You do need to do your due diligence and find this information. I got fucked over trying to find this information. I'll just be honest. You know what I mean? But yeah, it taught me a lot at the end, and every day life is a lesson. But if you're not chasing clarity in the processes that you're actually trying to do, you probably won't become successful. You need to be clear on exactly what it is you're doing. So number one, if you're an employee and you want to stop being an employee, find the value within yourself, create your own price, become self-employed, become your own boss, systemize that exact type of process that you do, whether you're a swim school coach or some bullshit like that, right? Systemize the process, delegate tasks, systemize about business, establish, you know what I mean? That's a whole bunch of other processes, but there you go. Now you have a base. And then if you like this concept that I'm essentially giving you, this free sauce I'm giving you on some YouTube shit, make sure you like and comment. But on the real note, throw this shit into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will really like open it up for you. And other than that, bro, that's all I got, right? If you're an employee, become self-employed so that you can have a big business, so that you actually start investing, right? Stop investing as an employee. That's it. I'll see you guys later.